pleasure speaking with you. CFC, it's home for a lot of people. How do you feel, not just for this event continuing, but for the fact that so many alumni are returning and celebrating TIFF, celebrating CFC, celebrating Canadian film?
It's a great year for all of our alumni and for our residents. There are 61 alumni participating in 29 films at this year's festival. This is why we do what we do. We try and train everybody so they can go out and tell their own stories and do their best work and get into festivals like TIFF. So to me, this is I'm very chuffed about this year's numbers and about the kind of great films that are out there. I'm literally standing on the carpet beside one of our alumni and also has a film in this year's festival, Clement, Virgo, Steal Away.
How does it feel continuing this without our mentor, but it seems to still be as bright as ever?
Well, everything we do in support of Norman's legacy, and that's what we're trying to do. Maintain Norman's legacy, continue training the best and brightest in the country, and we hope we're doing him proud as he's looking down on us.
One last question. What do you hope for the future, and what advice can you give filmmakers when they want to get into this business and come to CFC?
So what I hope for the future is that we kind of resolve our ongoing funding crises. We need to get the money so we can keep on doing the work. And then what I hope for the future is that more creatives want to come to the CFC and tell the stories that reflect the mosaic of Canada.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Have a great time.
Thank you very much.
Clement, it's always great speaking with you, but how does it feel when I could say to you, how does it feel coming home?
It's always great to be at the CFC, and it's always great to be at the place where Norman Jewison, my mentor, the house he built, and it's wonderful to be here, and it's wonderful to have another film at TIFF, and it's great to be celebrated on this beautiful grounds of the CFC.
What was it like back then for you?
I was a young man. I was in my early 20s. I had a love of film, and I wanted to express that, and the CFC helped me to nurture that. And I spent a couple summers up here, and it was here at the CFC where I made one of my first short films. It was here where I made my first feature film, and I'm currently on the board. So the CFC has been instrumental in my development as an artist and as a filmmaker, and and I'll rep them forever.
What was it like working with your mentor, though?
Norman Jewison was an outstanding Canadian, an outstanding filmmaker, an outstanding mentor, and it was wonderful to be in his company. When I made my first feature film, he was one of the first people that I showed it to, and I had the pleasure and the privilege of sitting in the room and watching Norman Jewison watch my film, and then afterwards he gave me a hug. He said, "I love the film, I have some notes," and he gave me some notes, and it was amazing.
When you think about it now, as we speak, you've got a film in TIFF. As we speak also, tomorrow you are, I do believe, the guest speaker for the TIFF Black Brunch. If I'm correct, I'm probably saying it wrong. There's so much going on with you. How does it now going from the mentor? Well, actually, you are a mentor right now. You are being mentored. Now you're the mentor.
Yeah, I think as someone who's been doing it for a while now, I think I'm part of my stage of where I'm at as a filmmaker is to help usher in the next generation, and so it's a pleasure for me to be one of the speakers at the Black Excellence tribute, and so it was great. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm a mentor, and and I help as many young filmmakers as I can.
Thank you so much for the interview. Look, have a great time, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much, Rudy.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. How are you feeling? It is TIFF weekend. We've been able to keep the rain away. I can see the sun popping back out, but even more gorgeous, we're at the CFC homecoming. How's it feel being here, and how's your TIFF weekend been so far?
You know what? It's been amazing. I've seen documentaries. I've seen a foreign film. I love that. That's my favorite thing about TIFF. And that's the nicest thing about coming home is this festival is so relaxed. It's so beautiful. There's so many interesting things to see up on a big screen. And that's why you do it. That's why you come out,
How do you think TIFF itself has grown over the years? I mean, I go back very early 90s when I first started covering it. And what I know, what I've seen. What about yourself? What have you seen, how it's grown over the years?
You know, it just, I too have been here for a while.
No, you're too young for that.
God bless you. My first lead in a feature was here. It was about, I won't tell you how many years ago, but it was a long time ago. And we were still up in Yorkville. You know, it was still like the cradle of creativity and, you know, the birthplace of just artistry. And it has gotten bigger, but it's gotten bigger in this really interesting international kind of way. And I think that that's just beautiful. You know, I love that it's so big we close down a major street, you know, and the light is pouring on you and it's beautiful, and so many people are supporting our industry, especially since it's contracted so much. You know, I'm on a streaming show, which is great, and I feel very grateful that I'm on it, but it's really changed the nature of our work, you know, and not the work, but the actual industry itself. So it's gotten bigger, but in a way it's even contracted more. So the artists are really coming together more and more, and they're really like supporting each other and asking each other to, you know, do projects and stuff like that. Because now it's like we've expanded how we can actually see things, right? You can just look at a movie on a computer now. You know, you don't have to go to a screening. So that's why these festivals are so important, because, you know, they roll out the red carpet and you can actually see a movie on a big screen and see it with an audience the way it's intended, and you can laugh and you can scream and you can jump and you can hug your loved one or a stranger, and that might be fun, you know?
And all that creativity, a lot of it is coming from the CFC, because you have so many young filmmakers who are coming in. Like when you look at who was walking this red carpet, Clement Virgo, who was young, and now he is like, you know, one of the lead directors and storytellers. How does it feel with the CFC making those contributions?
Oh my gosh, thank God for the CFC, really. You know, Norman Jewison started this place. I've done short films here, I've done little features here. It's wonderful to see it on an international stage and to watch these directors. I married one of the, you know, alumni, and to watch them now just make their stuff and have the world appreciate it, it's wonderful.
Got to let you go because I know there are more people who want to talk to you. Thank you so much for this interview. Have a great time this weekend.
Thank you so much. You too.